Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrea and this is Beauty with Andie. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're doing a different video. So I've got the Too Faced Natural Eyes. This is the old one that Too Faced brought out. So it just looks like that. It's really old at this point. I didn't get it when it was first released. I got it only a couple of years back from TK Maxx. So we've got that one, and then I've got the newer version. I got this one for Christmas. I wasn't going to do it like this. I was basically going to put it on my eyes and then let you guess which was which I can still do, to be honest, but I do want to talk about it as I go, talk about the formula. This new one is supposed to be a new and improved formula, so it certainly comes in a nice packaging. I love Too Faced packaging overall, and it's got a little heart clasp there. So just on first impressions, I do like this new packaging more. It's got a nice thing there, which we're not going to follow. And then this one here, it smells of coconut. It just smells absolutely gorgeous. This one doesn't have any kind of smell to it. I think this one came out before they even started putting scents in things. No, it doesn't have a scent. So I'm just trying to think what eye is going where. I'm going to put this one on my right eye, and then the other one can go on my left eye. I will use the same brushes, but I'll colour switch in between, just because they're my best brushes basically. So I need to kind of double up on those brushes. I've got a load of brushes, but they're the ones I use all the time. Right, so we're going to start off then with this Too Faced Natural Eyes, the new one. I'm just going to colour switch this brush. So we're going to go in with the shade Heaven, this one, this matte white. I'm just going to blend that out. Ignore my hoodie, by the way guys, it's absolutely freezing here in the UK and I didn't want to sit being cold. And it really doesn't make a difference whether the actual heating's on either. I've had the engineers come out and they say they're absolutely fine, but it just feels like I'm not getting any heat. So I just thought I'd sit here in a nice warm hoodie. Right, so that's that. Oh, I've put it on both eyes, dang it. Right, I've got to wipe. So I need to wipe this off the left eye now. It's because I was chatting. Right, and I need to put some more of that NYX white base on now. Okay, so it's just this little pot here. I'm about halfway through it now, which I'm super impressed with, because when I first got it out of the collection, I really, really didn't like it. And I thought I'd struggle to use it up, but I don't think I will. And then I go in with the other side and blend it out. I'll zoom you guys in a second. Okay, so don't forget to use the actual right palette. Okay. So, Too Faced Natural Eyes, the old one. I don't know if it's going to be the exact same shade. You can't really see any difference just because it's just a basic white, well, cream. Right, so now we're going back into the newer one. Let's see what shades we want to use. Kind of want to do like a rose toned eye look, like on this second one. It's called Push Up here, and then you've got this Silk Teddy shade for in a corner. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Strip Poker, this one here, all over the crease. I'm just hoping it's called the same shade in the other one. It should be, just because this palette is just a newer version. It smells gorgeous. Having it this close to my eye, or my nose should I say, it absolutely smells gorgeous. Right, so it's just a slight wash of colour on the crease. Let's take this colour off completely. Let's make sure it's off. It's completely off. Right, so I've noticed already the two separate shade names, but it looks like the same shade. So in the new palette it's called Strip Poker, so they've changed the name. In the old palette it's called Nudie. So we're just going to have to use that one. Yeah, it's looking the same. And I think this palette, this old one, I'll ask my mum if she wants it when I do the spring and summer declutter, because I'm doing another declutter in March, April time. Yeah, they're looking the same so far, I think. Right, just let's take that shade off. Go back into the newer one. I'm not too worried about the actual names being called something else because they do look the same. The main name of this eyeshadow palette, the main game should I say of this eyeshadow palette, is that you're meant to follow it in rows. So you're meant to go like down the first row, down the second row, down the third row. It's not obligatory, but I'm part wondering, should I go in with Erotica now here? Yeah, to make it darker. Let's go in with that one. Hell knows what it's going to be called in the older version. It's nice, I'm liking it already. Okay, so it's just looking like that, nice and smoky. So now we're going back into the older palette. Oh, it's called Erotica in the older palette as well. But it looks different. It looks like brown with like gold reflect. What I'm going to do at the end of this video is test them against each other. You know, just so you can see it on my hand. This one seems darker. I don't know if I've gone in with more product or what, but it seems a little bit darker. Just need to get my blending sponge. So we've still got these really old Too Faced palettes. I gave my mum one called Cat Eyes and she really likes that one, so she might like this one as well. I mean, I'm using them now and they're no way going bad, but I don't need two of the same palette. Right, the next one is the shimmer. And the shimmer in this palette is called, we said Push Up, didn't we? This one. Here it's a nice rose gold. So I just need to find my little accent brush. Right, so I'm just wiping it off now. So we're just going in with Push Up. Ooh, that's pigmented. That's going to be so pigmented when we spritz the brush. I'm just going to put it to about there because I want to go in with Silk Teddy as well. And then I'm just going to join it to where we put Erotica. Just here. This is a beautiful everyday neutral palette. It really is. I was just about to put that on the other eye. See what I mean? When I get talking, I just lose all concentration. Right, so now then we're going to go in on the left eye with this one. and I've wiped the brush off as well. So it's called Push Up in here. So far it just seems that, where were you? This one here is a different name. For some reason they've not chosen the same name for the new one, which is a little bit odd, don't you think? Leave me your thoughts down below. I don't know whether this one is more pigmented. We'll be able to see it more when we do the swatches on the hands, I think. Right, so are they looking the same? I think they're looking pretty much the same. What we'll do now is, this one's got a bigger mirror. We'll go in with Silk Teddy on the inner portion of the eye. This one's on the right eye. I'm just dragging it in, and then we're going to use the setting spray and see if that makes a difference. So I'm just dragging it in to where we're meeting that Push Up shade, and we'll do the same, but I'm just wiping the brush off. I still haven't ordered a new colour switch. I need to get that done soon. Silk Teddy here looks a lot smoother. So in some respects, this, look at that, look how pigmented it is. In some respects, this formula of this new one is better. It's like the Shan XO and BH Cosmetics palettes that they brought out. The newer version wasn't as good as the older version. Oh my god, look at that compared to that. So much brighter. It's making me not want to get rid of it now, but I don't want to keep both, and I've got the newer version. Right, so spray, let me go and get some. It was on the bed all along, so I'm just going to spritz. In fact, no, we'll need to clean the brush off first. I'm just going to spritz the brush with this setting spray that I'm using all the time at the minute. Go in with the new Too Faced palette and go in with this Push Up shade all over the lid. Ugh, the camera keeps stopping. Right, to be honest, you can't really tell that much of a difference. So on this eye, I'm going to go in with Silk Teddy. I might as well do one eye at a time. Yeah, that's, you can tell a difference with the lighter shades. So that is looking quite bright, and that is looking quite brightened now. Right, so now we're going to go in with the left eye. Nearly did it again with that palette, nearly went in with the newer palette rather than the older one. I've just colour switched the brush. I'm just going to pop some spray on, because it wouldn't be fair if I didn't. We're going in with Push Up here. It's really not making much of a difference, in my opinion. So I'm just going to wipe that off and then go back in with a spray, and we'll use, why do I keep forgetting these names? Silk Teddy. This is the one that so far has impressed me the most out of this older palette. It just looks so much pigmented compared to that side, doesn't it? Even I can see it, and I've not got my glasses on. Looks really, really more pigmented. But I don't just want to keep it for one eyeshadow. So now I'm going in with this BH Cosmetics brush. I'm going to take any eyeshadow on that was on it already, and I'm just going to blend. And I'm going to do the same. Just take it off and do the same here. Right, and what I want to do is, not on that brush, I'll just use this brush. It's a bit big, but what I want to do is I want to go in with Heaven Again on the brow bone. So I'll do the left eye first because this is the old palette. Colour switch that. Then we'll go back in with the new palette with Heaven Again. I've got Fallout with this side, and that's a newer palette. With the other side, I'm either going in less heavy handed, which I could be because sometimes I don't have Fallout there, or it's because it's older, it doesn't have as much kick up. Right, so what I'm going to do now is go back in with Erotica, this one here, and we're going to use that for the lash line. And for that we're using the BH Cosmetics 107. It smells so good. Just a tiny bit amount, just a tiny amount I'm going to put on the lash line. So I need to get that off the brush. And then go in again with the older one, same shade, Erotica, which looks completely different than in the newer version, but I guess we'll see that at the end of the video. It looks darker on this side, and I'm sure I've gone in with the same amount. In fact, I seem to be going in with more of the older palette, so it could just be drying up. I've not used the older palette as much as I would like, just because I kept buying and buying and buying, and that's the issue with my collection. That's why there's so many palettes in there, because I was buying so much, and that's something that I want to curb for 2021. I don't want to be buying as many eyeshadow palettes. I've got a plan that I do want to get more like duochromes. I want to get multi-chromes in the collection. Those Natasha Denona chromiums look absolutely amazing. The one that I definitely want in my collection soon is Scarab, and that one looks absolutely stunning. I've heard they're really, really good as well from you guys. So yeah, right, I think that's it for the actual palette. So now we need to go in with this eyeliner to tightline with. It's just from the Too Faced Love palette. Ow. Put yourself in the eye, Andrea. Needs sharpening. Sharpen it in a bit. And then I'm going to go in with the Essence I Heart Extreme Crazy Volume. It's in the shade Ultra Black. This is a really good mascara if you've not tried it and you want to try a drugstore mascara. I would recommend this just after using it for about a week or maybe a week and a half. Just gives you that really nice doll-like false lash eye effect. And if you're rubbish at putting eyelashes on like me, then this is brilliant. Or even if you just can't be bothered putting eyelashes on, then this is for you as well. And you can put 2 to 3 coats on without it actually getting clumpy, which I really, really like. Because obviously with volume mascaras, the more coats you put on, sometimes the clumpier it gets, but it's not the case with this. So I'm just going to let that dry, and I'll probably do another coat once I put a lipstick on. Let me go and see what we've got. Right, so I might put these two on together. So we've got the Too Faced Melted Matte in Child Star. It's the lightest one in my collection, and I really don't like it. I don't like things this light. This is why I don't like the shade Corset. I'm sure they're really, really similar. I'll have to swatch them against one another. And then we've got this Deck of Scarlet in the shade Love Spell. So I thought about maybe putting it in the centre of the lip and see how that looks. So let's pop some lipstick on. Too Faced, another Too Faced product. It's got like a peach undertone. Right, I'm just going to let that dry, so we'll put another coat of mascara on while that dries, and then we'll see if we want to put some of the gloss on. It doesn't look so bad. I think I am going to pop a little bit of this on, maybe all over the lips. I'll try it in the centre first and see how I feel about that. Maybe it's just a peach undertone I don't like. There's something about it I don't like. Oh, I do like it with a lip gloss. I'm going to put it all over the lip gloss. Looks really nice with this lip gloss. The only thing is with the lip gloss, it's not mask friendly, but never mind. So this is what the look is looking like. So that concludes the eye look. The only thing we've got to talk about now is, sorry, my eyes are watering really badly. The only thing we've got to talk about now is a formula, because Too Faced say that they've changed the formula. I did notice on certain eyeshadows it did look like it was changed. So I think what I'll do is we'll talk about the older formula first. So I'm only going to swatch. Should I swatch everything? Yeah, it's pointless doing the video if we're only going to swatch the ones that I've used on my eyes today. So I don't think you're going to be able to see this on my skin. Right off the bat, I've spoken about this first. Like, the first thing that I noticed was the fact that it says Day, Classic and Fashion here, going all the way down. So the new one doesn't say that, so it's just the old one that says that. So I'm going to go in with Heaven. You'll be able to see it on my finger. Do a couple of swatches, you might be able to see it on my hand. Right, so what I'm going to do is, for the shades, I'm going to go in with the older palette and then the newer palette. So that's the old Fashion shade. I think you can only just see it. So we'll go in with this new one here. I do like the patterns that they put on, but it depends whether it's a better formula. That kind of looks a little bit brighter. Oh, that's miles brighter. So they've definitely changed it there. That's just one swatch. I would say that's more yellow and that's got a bit more white in it. Right, so back to the old one then. So we've got Cashmere Bunny, which is this shade here, which I haven't used today. It just looks like that on the finger. It's a really nice crease shade. It's not very pigmented. That could be due to the age of the palette. I was going to say the oldness. And then we've got Cashmere Bunny there. I've just swatched it. I was so excited at Christmas when I got all these palettes. I'm like, I need to swatch you guys. Should have done a little swatch party on camera. I'll do it twice, the new one, just to make it fair. Alright, let's see. They do look pretty similar. This one looks a little bit more cool toned. They do look pretty similar though. Right, so then the older one, Sexpresso, this one here. So that's the darker shade. It's a really nice dark brown. I think I'm just going to put them here. I'll just do it once because it is dark. You don't need to see that more than once, I don't think. I'm going to wipe that off my finger. And then we're going to go in with Espresso here. What I've noticed, the ones in the newer palette seem to have a little bit more glitter than the ones in the older palette. I don't know if it's going to show up on my hand. It's a lot smoother and it looks a lot darker, doesn't it? Let me see if I can put one more swatch of Espresso from the old palette and see if it builds up. I'd say this one's darker. Right, so let me just take them swatches off and we'll go to the middle row. Okay, let's just try and dry that off a little bit. Right, so the middle row, we're starting with Silk Teddy. Now that's the one that just, oh, it's so creamy. Look at that, it's so creamy. I'm gonna swatch it twice. I think that one is the one in this palette that's going to be kind of like a saviour to the palette, but I wouldn't keep an eyeshadow palette for one shade. And then we've got Silk Teddy here. Put that one there. They actually look like different colours. Yeah, it's just as I thought. They're kind of like inner corner highlighter shades. They're completely different shades. So this one is definitely a darker one of the Silk Teddy and this one is the lighter one. I think that's why I liked this one better, because for inner corner, for like putting highlighter down in my inner corner, I do like a lighter looking shade. So far that's all I've noticed. So let's go in with Push Up, which is what I've got all over my lid. Well, for the most part. This one is a nice rose gold. This one's going to have to be swatched a couple of times. Phone's going off like crazy. Right, so that's the one out of the old palette. And then this one looks so much darker. And it's so much smoother, which you would expect. It's a brand new palette. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's darker. It's only a smidge darker, like 1 or 2 shades I would say, but it's definitely darker. So that's that. Maybe that's what they meant by when they said that they've improved the formula, but they've actually changed the shades, which I would prefer the old shades because I like the old shades. Now we're going in with Erotica. So firstly this one is the one that I'm looking forward to actually seeing, because I think it's going to be quite a huge difference. It looks like that. It's very rough in texture. Wow, there's hardly any pigment there. So that looks like that. And then we're going in with the new one. This one should be pretty dark. So that's that one there. Really, really smooth. Yeah. They've definitely improved the formula there. So yeah, that's that one. You can see though, can't you, all the like gold glitters in it. So let's just take those off. And then we're doing the last row. So again, we'll start with the older palette. So we're going in with Nudie. So this shade is the only one that's different from the newer palette. I don't know why they've done that. I don't know why Too Faced have kind of put a shade in there that isn't in the newer palette. Right, so that's Nudie. Now this could be completely different, but if it is, then it's understandable because they're 2 separate shades. So this one is Strip Poker. It does look the same though. No, it's lighter. Can you see that? That's the one that is lighter. So far, in my opinion, the older palette has got more about it than this one. I actually prefer 2 shades in the older palette. But again, I'm not just going to keep hold of it for that reason. And then we will go back into this shade here, which is called Honey Pot. I'm not too sure if there's a shade in the new one called Honey Pot. Guess we'll see in a second. So that's Honey Pot there. And then, what is it called here? Oh, it's called Honey Pot here, but it definitely looks darker. Look at that. That looks so much darker. It's practically a bronze. That's a light, like, kind of gold shade. And then that one is like a gold bronzy shade. So they've completely messed with the classic formula of the palettes. And then, of the palette, should I say, not palettes. Then we've got Chocolate Martini, which is this one here. It's quite dark still. Do 2 swatches of that. So that's in the old one. And then in the new one, yeah, it's Chocolate Martini as well, that one there. That one looks darker. Yeah, that's different as well. So this one looks lighter and that one looks darker. Bear in mind, guys, it could be the age of the palette, but I mean, at the end of the day, the performance could be the age of the palette. Whereas the actual colour pigmentation, that wouldn't be the age of the palette. I do like some shades still in this palette. Like, I really like Silk Teddy here. I really like this nudie shade here. And I could probably live without the rest. So I don't know if I want to depot those 2 shades. But I don't think I'd use them. So if my mum wants them and wants to, like, try and play with it, then I'll see if she does want it. This one isn't too bad. I'm not a big fan of this. Now I know it's compared with the older Too Faced palette. I'm not too much of a fan of this shade, which is Strip Poker and also Silk Teddy. Maybe it's just like the pattern, the overlay. I don't know, but I need to actually, you know, play with it a little bit more. I do like the shimmers. The shimmers are so silky smart. The shimmers are so silky soft, they're really nice. So yeah, this is the eye look that I've created today. So this right eye is with the new palette, the left eye is with the older palette. Let me know your thoughts down below, which eye you prefer. So again, right eye, left eye. I'm not sure I like the newer formula. I do like the scent of it, just like I like all Too Faced palettes when they have that scent there. So I do like that, and I do like the packaging, but I prefer some of the eyeshadows. I prefer some of the eyeshadows from the older Natural Eyes, is all I'm saying. So it's not going to go anywhere for a while yet, till like March, April time. I'm probably going to do another look with them, comparing them against each other again, just to make an overall decision, like a chopping block comparison maybe. But for now, we're going to leave this video here.